All right, and welcome to Super Sound Showcase. My name is Tim. We are sponsored by Culture Fix today, and we are here with OK Mayday. How's it going, guys?
Hey.
What's up?
All right, so this is the first time we're doing a Zoom call like this, but tell our listeners a little bit about you guys, how you got started, and what you guys are doing.
Dave, you want to take it?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, all right, I'm taking it. So we are OK Mayday. This is David and Kelly Bowman. We are brothers. We've known each other since birth, and we have two other members in the band that we've known for a very long time. And we started writing music when we were, over 10 years ago. And it's been writing for different artists. It's been writing for a different band, and then we took a little bit of break, and we've culminated back together to make OK Mayday. And we're based in Hampton Roads, and it's a joy just to be able to create art with some of our best friends.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's one of the best parts about being in a band.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
So you mentioned a little bit about writing for other bands. So you primarily do stuff with other artists, or now it's sort of changed focus to where OK Mayday is sort of your priority?
So yeah, we were in a previous band, and then we signed publishing deals as writers for a big hip hop production company. Wow. And producer, and so we worked in that world for a long time, and then that's where we started to learn how to collaborate with other writers and other producers, and kind of open up the four walls to involving other people than just ourselves.
Right.
I feel like a lot of bands, they're like, well, if you're not in the band, then you can't contribute. And then we started working with some incredibly gifted writers and other producers, and we're like, well, their idea is really, really, really good. and most people we're working with are like from London, and there's like a whole nother type of blood that's infused in their music, and super grateful to work with some world-class producers and just open up our world. And so we wrote for different artists, different with different producers, and then we found like our core 6-7 people that we just tend to work with all the time, and they're based from London to Los Angeles.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
And I feel like, kind of piggybacking off what Kelly's saying, David here, by the way, is you realize as you are growing up as a songwriter, like for me personally, you kind of like maybe hold your songs really close to the chest and don't want other people to be involved. But with what happened to us in kind of our path growing up as songwriters is we were in bands like a lot of people are, like many bands growing up throughout, our teenage years and early adulthood. And then when we signed a publishing deal, then we had the opportunity to write with other people. And then when you are writing with other people, you start critiquing songwriting in a new light, because it's not your own songs. Like, you're actually writing for other people, or writing songs with other people for their own projects, and you kind of just you're more objective in kind of critiquing, and because you really want the best song for that artist or for that band. And then we took that knowledge by working with other people and then started applying it to our own songwriting. Sure. So always, like, there are and will always be incredible songwriters that can just write a song by themselves, and I have just found that it's just so much more fun to work with other people, work with other band members, work with other writers. And so everyone kind of carries that load, and they all want the best outcome for a song.
Sure.
And you have people critiquing out of love, like, hey, I want this to be the best melody. I want this to be the best lyric. Sometimes you can obviously find gold just writing a song by yourself, but we have found throughout the years it's been really, really fun sharing the load of songwriting with other people.
Sure. And I want to get back to OK Mayday, but before that, Give us sort of like a day in the life of doing that, being in the studio.
Yeah. I mean, it's like any song can be a different process, right? Like Steven, our bass player, and Steven does also his own production and incredible at keyboards and synths and all this stuff. Like he could bring, just like maybe a chord progression or just a beat. And a lot of times we do this mumble melody writing where we'll sing, like we'll find, maybe like 4 bars, 8 bars, and just loop it. Just in Logic. That's one of our favorite DAWs that we use for writing. And we'll just loop it for, like maybe 5 minutes, an hour, and we'll just be singing melodies to it. Like sometimes like me and Kelly and Matt, our drummer, who is an incredible voice and just an incredible songwriter, like we'll all go, like we'll have the speakers loud enough and we'll all go into different corners of the room. It probably looks kind of weird, but we're all like mumbling melodies, singing melodies, like I've like found that sometimes if I'm playing guitar or if I'm playing piano, I can kind of get locked into just a certain way of how to sing a new idea. But if I step away from the instrument and just have the chord progression playing, and then we're singing and not hands locked into playing the chords on piano or guitar, you kind of are a little more free in singing. Sure. And so you have like 3 or 4 of us like in the room, working on like a melody idea or working on or just mumbling gibberish. But it's like I have found that melody is king, right? That's why you can have this like the craziest, silliest songs stuck in your head because melody always wins. Yeah. And so we have found that it's really, really fun to land a melody and then, at least me personally, landing a melody and then putting lyrics to work with that melody. Obviously, other people write differently. We're in with people that are just so good at lyrics. But at least I have found a strength in finding melody first, and then sometimes you're kind of singing gibberish, but sometimes what you're feeling, you kind of start singing, and then some of the gibberish starts kind of making sense in the feelings that you're having in those melodies. You're finding words coming from that. It's kind of difficult to explain, but I mean, there's people that hum in the shower, sing in the shower, and like they don't know all the words to songs, and they're just singing, and I have found it so fun to write that way.
Yeah, just sort of spontaneous as it comes, stream of consciousness kind of thing.
Totally, bro.
Awesome. So we were talking a little bit earlier and getting back to OK Mayday. You guys just put out a new video, didn't you?
Yes, we did. That was it was called Blossoms. That was a song that I started right before quarantine kind of happened. And I went to New Orleans to shoot the full video. The world shut down while I was in New Orleans. Yeah. It was just a couple. It was just a cute little couple. I bought like an anamorphic lens. I bought like a gimbal, and I have like the iPhone like 11 Pro Max. So when you shoot it like 4K, 24 frames per second, you can actually get some pretty cool cinematic video out of it. Yeah. And so I was like, I'm gonna shoot the whole thing. And then I got back. The world shut down. And our bass player's wife saw the footage, saw the lyrics, and said, I think the song demands a little bit bigger visual. I think, and I was like, you are crazy because look at this footage. And she's like, I'm right. I was like, definitely not. And then she won. So I kind of just meditated on a couple of days. And then with a couple bottles of mezcal, I started FaceTiming friends around the world and collecting what quarantine was like. And it was a very delicate process because there was a lot of people that are hurting, still hurting. And I just FaceTimed with friends and was like, hey, how you doing? Do you need money? Do you need this? Da, da, da. And it was interesting seeing how COVID was affecting people all over the world that I loved. Yeah. And it made it hit home a little more intensely. Mm-hmm. So over the next couple of months, I just gathered videos. They're like, hey, this is what I'm doing today. Hopefully this works. This is me learning how to skateboard for the first time. This is our 19th family dinner in a row, and we haven't had family dinners in 2 years. So it's like, yeah, it was pretty powerful. And some of the footage we got back from India or South America or London, and it was pretty overwhelming, pretty emotional.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, we're just grateful.
All right. Well, so before we wrap up, it seems like you guys are sort of spread out a little bit right now. When's the next time you guys think you'll be playing around town?
Based on seeing how some tours are lining up, we don't have anything in the works right now, but I'm saying probably late spring, summer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of how venues are working, and friends, bands that are going on tour that we'll hopefully can hop on with. So it's just weird. So we're just creating content right now. We got a new EP that's coming out pretty soon, and we just are starting to put down some final mixes for this, and so hopefully beginning of first quarter.
All right. Well, keep us posted, man.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate it, Tim.
Sure. And is there anything you guys want to say before we wrap up?
I told David to get off the Zoom call because he was taking up too much bandwidth. So maybe, no, I'm just kidding. I guess we lost David in the connection. No, we're just thankful that we're able to be with you here, Tim. And I know this is an absolute insane year. It's beautiful to see how much art is being consumed this year.
Yeah.
And maybe people will put a little more emphasis on, even on the governmental side, to just infuse resources into this community, because think of a day without any type of art. No magazines, no books, no music, no movies, no Netflix, no anything. It's kind of dry. It's kind of black and white.
Yeah.
So I think and I hope that some people are like, you know what, art can really give hope to people, and the world does need a lot of hope right now. So we're just thankful we're able to be part of that right now.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you again so much. We'll have some music after this short break. This is Super Sound Showcase. My name is Tim, and we are talking to OK Mayday. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, man.
93.5 The Bird.
All right, and welcome back to Super Sound Showcase. My name is Tim. We are sponsored by Culture Fix, and if you missed it, we had an amazing interview with the band OK Mayday. If you missed it, it will be on our podcast, and you guys should really check it out. They are the nicest people you would ever want to meet. Unfortunately, they had to jump off the line, but they were kind enough to send us a couple songs. So, without further ado, here is Good by OK Mayday.
I'll be gone, 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 gone. You'll be alone, I'm gone, gone, gone. Color me in black and white when I see the rainbow in you. Fly into the endless sky, I still cannot climb as high as you. If you let me go, you take the fall. I don't want to see you bend and crawl. You don't know what's good for you. You don't know what's good for you. You won't know till it's gone. You won't know till it's gone. You don't know what's good for you. You don't know what's good for you. You won't know till it's gone. You won't know till it's gone. 'Cause when I'm gone, 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 you'll be alone. I'm gone, gone, gone so long. Looking through these picture frames, I see the sparks left your eyes. I'm not saying you're to blame, but I've never wanted this to die. If you let me go, you'll lose it all. I can promise you won't hear my call. You don't know what's good for you. You don't know I'll be gone, 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 You'll be alone, I'm gone, gone, gone. So long. You don't know what's good for you. You don't know what's good for you. You won't know till it's gone. You won't know till it's gone. You don't know what's good for you. You don't know what's good for you. You won't know till it's gone. You won't know till it's gone. 'Cause when I'm gone, 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 you'll be alone. I'm gone, 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 so long.
That was Good by OK Mayday. And man, these guys are talented. So if you enjoyed that, definitely check them out on social media, wherever you can find them. But last but certainly not least, here is Blossoms by OK Mayday.
Undercovers, we write letters with the fire, we light as lovers every day. College drunkards, here we treasure all the embers, they won't cover this type of flame. We have blundered, who can measure how big the canyon we discover if we walked away. Let the world go by, put your hand inside of mine. Blossoms when it's right, we've got all the time to lose. It might take some time, put your hand inside of mine. Blossoms when it's right, we've got all this time. You still love me like I love you, and you still love me like I love you. We lose focus, but we found us in our cosmos. We are floating with a perfect view. Barely notice what surrounds us in this orbit. I'm going to be learning you. We blundered, who can measure what kind of treasure we've discovered ever since we stayed. Ever since we stayed. Let the world go by, put your hand inside of mine. Blossoms when it's right, we've got all the time to lose. It might take some time, put your hand inside of mine. Blossoms when it's right, we've got all this time. You still love me like I love you, and you still love me like I love you. let the world go by. Put your hand inside, put your hand in mine. This is when it's right. We've got all the time. Got all the time. Take some time. Put your hand inside, put your hand in mine. This is when it's right. We've got all the time. You still love me like I love you. You still love me like I love you.
Even better than the first song. Man, I tell you what, if you haven't checked him out yet, go on social media and please do. You will not be disappointed. But it's come to that time in the show where we've got to sign off. So, this is Super Sound Showcase. My name is Tim. We are sponsored by Culture Fix today, and we'll see you next week.